Hey, I'm Randy Hufford with Institute of Visual Arts. I'm the inventor of the Dual Edge Ripper, the tool to give you hand-torn edges, a decal look to your photographs, to your map papers, to your fine art papers. It gives a look that looks like the deckled edge that they used to have when they very first made mode paper. Mode paper, the way that they made it was actually in a mold. They took a slurry of cotton and they poured it into a mold and then squished it with another board on top. And where the paper squished out the edge, that gave what was called the decal edge. At that time when they made papers, decal edge wasn't a thing that everybody wanted to have. But today, history is repeating itself and people want to have this hand-torn look to see the fibers of the paper. Today, our inkjet medias and our other medias that we print on, we paint on, we work on, the fibers of the paper is what gives it its value. The hand-torn edges is what adds perceived value to the images. What we've done at Dual Edge Ripper is we've now added 3 models, 6 edges. We'll first start and talk about the original. The original was the very first model that we designed. And the original has 2 different edges. It's a little bit softer and more gentle edges. And then we went to a classic because people requested to have a little bit more extreme of an edge. And so this has a little bit more drastic of an edge, a unique look to itself. And then we went to the extreme because we get people that have images that like it's a sunflower that has real drastic edges. And so we match the edges of the paper with the edges of the extreme. So there it is. You've got to check out the Dual Edge Ripper, 3 models, 6 edges. Some of the ways that you can finish and mount these prints is by floating them. What you do is you take your print after it's hand torn and you cut a piece of foam core or gator board 1 inch smaller, a 1/2 inch on each side, a total of 1/2 inch smaller in each edge, or 1 inch total. And you're going to float that on a board, and then that board's going to mount on top of another board of either material or it's going to mount against a blackboard or a mat board, and the material is going to float. And you could mount those into shadow boxes, or you can also mount those into, if you coat them properly, they could also be mounted into a shadow frame without having any glazing on the front of it. Okay? So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take you in to introduce you to some galleries where the whole gallery, the whole look of all the images in the gallery is dependent on their hand-torn edges. So what I'm going to take you to now is I'm going to take you to Sherry Reeves' gallery, let you meet Sherry Reeves and see her gallery in Mako and see what she does using the hand-torn edges.
Hi, I'm Sherry Reeves. I'm an artist on the island of Maui, and I have a gallery in Makawao. And all of my prints in here are gicle'e prints, printed on watercolor paper. For years, I have been using this tool that helps me to achieve a torn edge on all my watercolors so that I can have them look as much like an original as possible without being an original. For years, I've had to pay people to tear my images, and it was very expensive. When Randy introduced this tool to me, I could now do it in-house and save a lot of money and create a tear that looks incredible and very natural, very original. I float most of my pieces on 1/4 inch foam core that make it stand out so I can create a shadow print behind my art, and without this tearing edge I wouldn't be able to achieve that look of an original, and it's invaluable to me because my clients absolutely love that look, and I do too. Okay. It's important when you're tearing to tear from the back of the print, not the front of the print, so that the white paper edges don't show. But it's so simple, and that's how it works. I do it slowly because I'm always nervous to do it, but voila. There's your panoramic. I've just made 2 pieces out of 1 piece of art.
So there it is, the Dual Edge Ripper. You see how effective it is going into galleries. You've seen some samples of it being framed, solutions for framing. Please check it out. You're going to love this tool. It's going to give increased value to your images because remember, Art and photography sells better when it's framed and presented right. Presentation, presentation, presentation for our artwork and our photography is the same as location, location, location for real estate. So this is the tool that's going to help increase your perceived value and increase your presentation of your images. Check it out, the Dual Edge Ripper. 3 models, 6 edges. Go rip it.